So it becomes this hostage crisis, but it's like if Edward Albee wrote The Ref.
Christy and Alonso talking about Windfall. It is on Netflix. You can watch it if you want. Should they?
Well, this is Charlie McDowell, who previously gave us The One I Love, that really great sort of twisty movie with Mark Duplass and Elizabeth Moss, In a Cool House. This is another In a Cool House movie, but this time it's Jason Segel and Lily Collins and Jesse Plemons.
I want $150,000.
You think that's enough?
Yeah, I think you're probably going to want more than that.
Jason Segel is a burglar, and he's just about to get away when all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, Lily Collins and Jesse Plemons show up at their beautiful, far-off country house in, is it Tudum?
No, it's Tudum is the Netflix sound. Tudum.
But I thought there was a place called like...
No, it's Ojai.
Okay, well, there's a place called like Tulum or something.
Tulum is in Mexico.
Okay, see, thank you. That's where I got confused. I thought Tudum and Tulum were the same thing.
No,
it's Ojai. They're near Orange Groves. That's all I knew. Anyway, so it becomes this hostage crisis, but it's like if Edward Albee wrote The Ref, I guess. I don't know. You find out that, like, you know, Lily Collins and Jesse Plemons don't maybe have the greatest relationship, and you find out that, like, it might not just be random that Jason Segel is in this house, and there are other things afoot. This is the kind of, you know, the joke I made to Christy was if The One I Love is Charlie McDowell's Twilight Zone episode, this is his Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Very much.
Which is this always sort of kind of like nefarious and whose agenda is really happening and that kind of thing. And I think as a 50-minute episode of anthology television, this would be great. As a feature film, it's a little like, can we get on with it already?
I thought it was a pretty tight little movie. It does drag on in that last final third there, but it had me for a while. And you're right.
For sure.
The Hitchcock references are unmistakable from the very beginning, from the titles.
Yes.
Just how old-fashioned and stylized the titles are.
Yeah, I do love the theme music here. All the score throughout is like, it's all very forbidding and, you know, and off-putting in a really cool way.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the opening titles is just holding on the house, holding on the back side of the house, looking from the backyard. And there's this really fantastic, it's like a pan, like a 180-degree pan. And then you see the rest of it. Yeah, this place just keeps on going. Jesse Plemons, they're all unnamed. Nobody has a name in this movie.
Yeah, it's like man, husband, wife, and man is how they're identified in the subtitles.
And he's like this tech billionaire asshole. I like that this place just keeps expanding before our eyes. Like, we think it's just the house, and then we realize it's the house and the pool. Then it's like the house and the pool and the Zen garden and the little bungalows in the back, and then the orange
sauna
groves. Right, it just keeps going. And so I think as a visual interpretation of this man's excess, it's pretty effective, but it's also tastefully so. It's not gaudy opulence. It's like understated California cool.
Right.
And so that's all very effective in the production design and in their clothes and all that. And it's not really obvious that he is an asshole in the beginning, right? We don't know who he is. We know he's wealthy, but we don't know who he is in the beginning. And so how this house is a crucible for all three of them is constantly evolving, and it's always intriguing, and you learn more and more about their marriage and what is and is not happening. I would like to have known more about Jason Segel's character. Yeah,
I think there's definitely some more backstory that they could have delved into, and it would have, you know, filled some of the time. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. There's a lot of style here, and you know, there's a lot of, you know, just from the shot compositions and just the mechanics of like who's telling the truth and how, you know, how would you deal with this situation in terms of you don't want to kill these people, but you also want to get their money, but you also want to, like, all of that stuff plays out really well. But I just kind of felt like it didn't always feel like enough to fill a feature film.
It's like, I like to compare a lot of films to Sam Raimi's A Simple Plan. And this is like that for me, where like he made one bad decision and then had to make another and another, and had to think on his feet. And he's not really smart enough to think on his feet. He's not a criminal mastermind.
Right.
He's a desperate guy. And it is shot so beautifully. There's a beautiful shot of Lily Collins sort of in like the half light of one of the bungalows in the backyard when she goes out to talk to Jason Segel by the fire pit.
Yes.
And the way she's lit, it's dramatic and understated at once. And so I always
appreciate smoke from the pit is kind of diffusing everything.
Yeah. I always appreciated the look of this film. And that always held on for me when maybe the story, when the script itself did not. Yeah, I kind of dug it. I'm saying 6.
I said 6 also, weirdly enough, but yeah, I agree with you. The pieces are great. I just don't think it all quite adds up to as much as it could have been. It's not nearly as good as the one I love.
No, that was trippy. I want to go back and rewatch that now because I'd forgotten about that movie.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Definitely.
All right, our numbers at 6, Windfalls on Netflix.
Enjoy.